confound their plight. Worried that the lack of electricity has posed a lot of challenges, thereby affecting the socioeconomic activities and even households. Prayers. Given the importance of power supply for the stability, security, and economic well-being of our people, I propose the following resolutions. 1. Condemnation of the attack. This Honorable House condemns in the strongest terms the destruction of public infrastructure and views this as an act of sabotage against the well-being of the citizens and the state's development effort. 2. Immediate investigation. Call on the relevant security agencies to conduct a thorough investigation into this incident to identify the culprits and bring them to justice. 3. Restoration of power. Urge the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, and the other relevant agencies to take immediate steps to repair the damaged tower and restore power supply to Damaturu as well as Maiduguri and Embarrass. 4. Increased security around critical infrastructure. Call on the federal government and security agencies to provide enhanced security for all key infrastructure, particularly power installations, to prevent further occurrences of such sabotage. 5. Engagement with local communities. Encourage collaboration with local communities in safeguarding public infrastructure by sensitizing them to the importance of these installations and promoting local vigilance in reporting suspicious activities. 6. Urge the House Committee on Power to ensure compliance. In the light of the critical nature of this issue, I urge my colleagues to support this motion to ensure swift action is taken. I so move, sir. Thank you.
Any seconder? Honorable Zakaria, happy birthday.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I remain Tijani Zanna Zakaria. I represent Guru Machina Yuspari and Karaswa Federal Constituency. I'm from Yobe State. I rise to second the motion as moved by Honorable Lawa Shetima Ali. Thank you. I so second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. There is have it. This motion is referred to the Committee on Power for further legislative action. The next motion is coming from Honorable Abdusamad Dasuki. Please can you rise and move your motion?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. Abdusamad Dasuki, representing Kebe Tambuwal from Sokoto State. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I come under Order 805 with a matter of urgent public importance, which has to do with the devastation caused by flood in my constituency, which also affected a bridge. And as we're talking now, some lives are still in danger. So I'd like to move that motion. Thank you very much.
Any seconder? Is this man from Niger Delta?
Yes, sir.
I cannot recognize the face. Please, who are you?
Thank you,
Is that Honorable Fred?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This is not Mr. Fred. This is Honorable Ali Isa Jesse.
It's good to know, because from a distance, I thought it's Mr. Fred.
No, it's Honorable Ali Isa Jesse, representing Balanga Billy Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Gombe State, and also a Nigerian.
Thank you.
Thank you. I rise to second the motion moved by my brother, Honorable Dasuki. I hereby second, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. There is have it. The second leg. Honorable Conta.
I have reason to support the second leg of the motion, that the issue raised on that motion deserves urgent attention. I so second. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. Honorable Abdul Samad, please. Can you lead the debate?
Once again, thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. I remain Abdul Samad Dasuki, representing Kebbi Tambuwal from Sokoto State. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, the House notes that in recent weeks, severe flooding has ravaged part of my constituency, which is Kebbi Tambuwal Federal Constituency, particularly impacting the communities of Girkau, Margai, Sanyina, Dogondaji, Rara, Faku, Nasagudu, Kuchi, and part of Tambuwal. The flooding has displaced thousands of residents, destroyed homes, farmlands, and critical infrastructure, including the bridge on the Jega-Kontagora Highway between Kuchi and Rara communities, cutting off a key access route connecting Sokoto, Kebbi, and Niger states. Thousands of hectares of land and farmlands have been washed away, compounding the economic damage. The House concerned that the flooding has not only displaced families and destroyed farmland, but it has also severely impacted transportation and connectivity. The destruction of the bridge on the Jega-Kontagora Highway between Kuchi and Rara communities has forced commuters to travel an additional 80 to 100 kilometers through Kamba to rejoin the highway, drastically increasing travel times and cutting off direct access to essential services, markets, and neighboring states. This has further isolated the affected communities, hampering emergency response effort and deepening economic hardship faced by the residents. The situation, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, is dire, and the communities desperately need intervention. And the House observes that despite the local efforts to provide relief, the extent of the damage requires national intervention. Thousands of displaced families are living in makeshift shelters, struggling with limited access to food, water, and medical care. The immediate deployment of relief materials, including food and medical supplies, is essential to alleviate the suffering. Additionally, urgent infrastructural repairs, particularly the rebuilding of the bridge, are critical to restoring connectivity and economic activities in the affected areas. The House resolves to, 1, call on NEMA to immediately deploy emergency and relief materials, including food, medical supplies, and other necessary relief materials to the affected communities of Kebbi and Tambuwal local governments. 2, to mandate the committees on emergency and disaster preparedness to oversee the delivery and coordination of relief efforts, ensuring that the assistance reaches the most vulnerable individuals promptly. 3, call on the Federal Ministry of Works to collaborate with the Sokoto State, Kebbi State governments to immediately commence the rebuilding of the bridge on the Jega-Kontagora Highway between Kuchi and Rara communities, a critical infrastructure which links to Niger State. Finally, urge the Federal Ministry of Water Resources to work with the state government to implement long-term flood mitigation strategies and ensure that the preventive measures are put in place to protect vulnerable communities from future flooding incidents. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, honorable colleagues.
Any seconder? Deputy Chairman, Environment.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I remain Honorable Tese Ugbo, representing Kwande Oshongo Federal Constituency of Benue State. I rise to second this very important humanitarian motion of urgent importance. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah. Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. This motion is referred to the Committees on Works and Water Resources for further legislative action. The next motion is coming from Honorable Philip Abese. Please, can you raise and move your motion?
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Distinguished honorable colleagues. Mr. Speaker, I rise under Order 8 through 5, Section 2, Subsection 2, to move a motion for matter of urgent public importance on the title multi-partisan motion on the inappropriate discrimination against the House of Representatives and the presentation of the chamber as inferior to the Senate. Week 2, I would like to seek the leave of the House to suspend its relevant rule to consider this motion to be of urgent public importance. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Any seconder to the first leg, Honorable Maki?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, my honorable colleagues. I'm Abubakar Maki Eleman. I'm from Jigawa State. I represent Malamudori Kaugama Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I rise this morning to second this motion because of it is important. I so second. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. The second leg of the motion, Honorable Engineer Kazaure.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, I'm Honorable Architect Muhammad Mukhtar Zannan Kazaure, member representing Kazaure, Roni, Gwiwa, Enkwashi, Federal Constituency. I'm from Jigawa State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the second leg of the motion, ably moved by my honorable colleague. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable Labese, please rise and move your motion.
Thank you very much once again, Mr. Speaker. The House, aware that the National Assembly of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is constitutionally established as a bicameral legislature comprising two equal chambers, the Senate and the House of Representatives, as stipulated in Section 4 of the 99th Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as amended, with both chambers operating within a framework that ensures the legislative independence and equality of each. Further aware, Mr. Speaker, sir, that Section 47 of the 1999 Constitution provides for the establishment of the National Assembly, consisting of a Senate and a House of Representatives, each of which plays distinct but complementary roles in the legislative process of this country. Concerned that there is an ongoing and inappropriate culture of discrimination against the House of Representatives, often portrayed as inferior to the Senate, through languages that consistently refer to the Senate as the upper chamber and the House of Representatives as a lower chamber. Mr. Speaker, this terminology misrepresents the legal status of both chambers and diminishes the House standing. Worried by the growing trend where the President of the Senate is referred to as the Chairman of the National Assembly, which inaccurately implies a hierarchical structure between the two chambers, contrary to the spirit of the Constitution, and undermines the authority of the Speaker of the House of Representatives. Neither the Constitution nor the standing orders of both chambers recognize the position of a Chairman of the National Assembly. This title has no legal basis and undermines the fundamental principle of bicameral parity. Further concerned that this discriminatory practice was once again evidenced during the recent conferment of national honors on the leadership of the National Assembly.
Honorable Kawoje, you are distracting our leader.
Mr. Speaker, while expressing our gratitude to Mr. President for recognizing and honoring the leadership of the National Assembly, we note that the conferment of the title of Grand Commander of the Order of the Niger on the President of the Senate and the conferment of the Commander of the Federal Republic, CFR, on the Speaker of the House of Representatives and Deputy President of the Senate perpetuates the inappropriate subordination of the Speaker to the President of the Senate. The House notes that the Chief Justice of Nigeria, who is lower in protocol ranking than the Speaker of the House of Representatives, was also awarded the title of GSON, further exemplifying this culture of discrimination against the leadership of the House. The House recognizes that the Constitution, in promoting a balance in an equal bicameral legislature, clearly provides that bills passed by one chamber must be concurred with by the other in the same form for them to become law, thus affirming the equal status of both chambers as an essential component of the legislative process. Emphasizes that while the Constitution assign specific responsibilities to the Senate, such as confirming Senate presidential appointment. It implies greater authority for the House of Representatives over appropriations and the power of the purse. These distinct roles are designed to maintain a system of check and balances within the legislative arm, rather than establishing the superiority of one chamber over the other. Further recognizes that the House of Representatives and the Senate are two distinct but equal components of the legislative branch, and their leaders, the Speaker and the President of the Senate, Mr. Speaker, are co-heads of this branch, each playing a unique role in advancing legislative functions. This distinct dual leadership is a unique arrangement in our government system that must be respected at all times. Further note that the Enabling Act establishing institutions under the National Assembly, including the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies, the National Assembly Service Commission, the National Assembly Library, and the National Assembly Budget and Research Office, clearly reflect the co-leadership status of the Speaker and the President of the Senate, thereby validating the equality of both chambers. Note that the National Honors Act of 1964 does not explicitly prescribe the conferment of specific honors, such as the Grand Commander of the Order of the Niger for the President of the Senate or the Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic for the Speaker of the House of Representatives. And these distinctions are rooted in customary practice rather than statutory requirement. Further note that the honor of Grand Commander of the Order of the Niger is not restricted to any particular office or individual, but can be awarded to any distinguished Nigerian deemed deserving by the President, as evidenced by the recent conferment of GSON on Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala by former President Muhammadu Buhari. This House acknowledges the flexibility inherent in the national honor system and the prerogative of the President in the allocation of such distinctions. Mr. Speaker, the House resolved to 1. Call attention to the ongoing discriminatory practice of referring to the Senate as the upper chamber and the House of Representatives as the lowest chamber, as well as portraying the Speaker as subordinate to the President of the Senate. Such references undermine the equal status of both chambers as established by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and diminish the standing of the House of Representatives in the legislative process. Secondly, affirm that the House of Representatives is an independent equal chamber of the National Assembly, and the Speaker is a co-head of the legislative arm of government, alongside the President of the Senate. Recognize the Speaker of the House of Representatives as co-chairman of the National Assembly in all respect, and request that all references to the leadership of the National Assembly reflect this equality. To call on all government institutions, officials, and the media to take cognizance of language and titles that suggest a hierarchical structure between the Senate and the House of Representatives or their respective leaders. Mandate the relevant House committees to liaise with the Presidency and propose amendment to the National Honors Act of 1964 to appropriately recognize the Speaker of the House of Representatives as co-head of the National Assembly, and accordingly confer the national honor of GSON upon the Speaker, ensuring parity in recognition with the President of the Senate. This should be accomplished before the formal declaration by Mr. President. Urge Mr. President to uphold the spirit of bicameral equality as enshrined in the Constitution when making decisions and recommendations that concern the leadership of the House of the National Assembly. Direct the Clerk of the National Assembly to ensure that all communications, orders, and publications from the National Assembly henceforth refer to both the Speaker of the House of Representatives and the President of the Senate as co-heads of the National Assembly. In conclusion, Mr. Speaker, the House of Representatives reaffirmed its commitment to the constitutional principle of equality between the chambers of the National Assembly and calls for the elimination of all practices, titles, and references that suggest otherwise. The Speaker of the House is a co-leader of the legislative arm of government, and this must be recognized and respected in all respect. Mr. Speaker, I, my humble self, I so move on behalf of 248 other members representing the 8 political parties in this chamber. I so move, Mr. Speaker, sir. No, I said I move on behalf, I have 247 signatures here. Mr. Speaker, I wish to amend that the motion has further signatures to it, and it is on behalf of the 360 members, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Noted, you can do it under prayers later when we are taking amendments.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Sada, you want to contribute? Please go ahead.
Mr. Speaker, my name is Sada Soli, representing Jibia Kaita Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, this is not about Tajuddin Abbas. This is about the fourth person in the protocol of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. This is about the equal chamber as enshrined in the, according to Section 47 of the Federal Republic Constitution of Nigeria. Mr. Speaker, the two chambers, House of Representatives and the Senate, as clearly provided in the Constitution, work to create laws for the good governance of Nigeria. Mr. Speaker, in accordance to protocol of this country, the Speaker is the fourth in protocol. The CGN comes after. Today, the CGN is given the award, the honor of GCON. I think there is some mismatch, some mix-up. Mr. Speaker, I could remember Ekwenje Iweala. She was a minister in this country. She was given the honor of GCON. I don't think she has attained the status of the fourth person in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Mike Adenuga is a businessman, private person, private citizen. Is given the honor of GCON. So also Aliko Dangote, a businessman, profiting, given the honor of GCON. We all make laws to govern their businesses and thrive. Mr. Speaker, I could remember on the 23rd of September 2021, the President, Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Bajabiamila, was the Speaker in the 9th Assembly. There was this issue. He wrote to the Minister of Special Duties in order to correct these abnormalities. We know the President is a listening President. We know the President is no shy. He does not shy away from going back to correct the wrong. Mr. Speaker, the House of Representatives accords the honor of GCON. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Sada. Let me recognize Honorable Jimmy.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues. I remain Baba Jimmy Benson, representing the gender-friendly people of Ikorodu Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, this motion cannot have come at a better time, and I thank the 360 members who sponsored this motion for putting democracy right. Injustice to one is injustice to all. This injustice has gone on for too long. It is not something that has happened only on this administration, but it's an institutional error that has festered for too long. Mr. Speaker, I want to remind members that when order of protocol is being read, Mr. Speaker comes at number 4 before the CJN of Nigeria. But how come the CJN of Nigeria gets the GCON honor and our Speaker gets the CFR honor? Again, when I go to comparative analysis and compare with the bastion of democracy where we copied our tier and system of government from the United States of America. Mr. Speaker, in the line of succession in America, if something happens to the president and the vice president together, members, guess who is in line to be the president of America? It is not the Senate president, neither is it the leader of the Senate. The appropriate person in America is the Speaker of the House of Representatives. So I urge members to please pass this motion with the spirit of light, and that this gap, gray area, lacuna, be investigated by the executive. And I'm sure they will come to the conclusion that something has gone wrong somewhere. So I thank you all members, and I pray that this motion is passed with the spirit of light. Thank you.
Honorable Akarachi.
Mr. Speaker, co-chairman of the National Assembly, honorable colleagues, I remain Engineer Akarachi Amadi Orishema Tosa Etiosa. I represent the good people of Umbitoli Keduru Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I am from Imo State. Mr. Speaker, speaking as a youth, speaking as someone that understands the bias of discrimination, I would like to speak to our honorable colleagues to realize that the House of Representatives is the backbone of this democracy. 360 members sit in these chambers, and there is one man that has been able to keep this House in check, and that position is none other than the Speaker of the House of Representatives. And the executive...
Please, a point of correction.
Yes, sir.
It's not me, it's the institution.
It's the Speaker.
Please don't talk about me. It is not about who is occupying, I think.
Mr. Speaker, I beg your pardon. I'm very certain I did not mention I didn't mention Dr. Tajuddin Abbas, PhD. I mentioned the Speaker of the House of Representatives that sits and leads 360 members that were duly elected by the people of Nigeria. Mr. Speaker, in our constituencies, we are the ones that the people cry to. I do not remember the last time that our people went to look for the senator. I know that they come to see the House of Reps members. So, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I seek for all members here to lend our voice, both in this chamber, to support this motion that the House of Reps should be treated as equal, if not superior, because of the numbers we possess to the Senate. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Oforji.
With profound humility, Mr. Speaker, my revered colleagues, Oforji Abonsis Woboku is my name, representing Yenigwa Kolokmo Pokuma Federal Constituency. I'm from Bayelsa State. Mr. Speaker, my heart bleeds, rising from the fact that this parliament that have contributed immensely towards the survival of our democracy, our economy. Today, my heart bleeds. Here in Nigeria, we operate a bicameral legislature. Bicameral legislature means that the red chamber and the green chamber, they are equal. I'm hearing that the House of Representatives, the Speaker is not Tajuddin Abbas. We are talking about the Speaker of the House of Representatives. It's not about you as an individual. It's about Parliament. is about the Green Chamber. Hearing the news of the Senate President giving GCON, which is a good thing, we also expect that the same way in the Federal House of Representatives. A reason being that we are operating a bicameral legislature. When it comes to budget, the role of the House of Representatives, everybody knows that this House plays a more crucial role than the Senate. We are not making comparison because this is a bicameral legislature. It's not about you, it's about all of us, the 360. We are not speaking as individual. We are speaking in unison. The position of the 360 is about protecting Parliament, that there is issue with our Green Chamber in terms of the last honor that was given by the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Looking at the promotion of the Chief Judge, who was just few days sworn in, it gives some of us heartbreak to hear this sad news that this House, the Speaker of Parliament, the Speaker of the people, the Speaker of Nigeria, is honored with CFR, while the Chief Judge of Nigeria was honored with GCON. Mr. Speaker, it is the wish of this House that we appeal to the executive to see reason with this House that have been very supportive to all their bills. In spite of all the humiliation and embarrassment sometimes we receive from Nigeria, we have been very patriotic to the executive, and we expect that honor to be given to this Parliament. Thank you, and God bless all of us.
Honorable Marcos, but please be brief. Brief, please. Straight to the point. Please.
Mr. Speaker, Honorable Marcos is my name. I represent the great people of Esan West, Esan Central, and Igwebe Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I rise this morning on behalf of my constituents to wholeheartedly support this motion. Mr. Speaker, as said by my colleagues, it is not about the person, it's about this great institution. Mr. Speaker, we operate a bicameral legislature, and whatever is good for the red chambers is as well good for the green chambers. We are crying out and saying that whatever injustice that have been done to this Parliament be corrected. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable Idris Ahmed Wase, please.
Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, my name is Ahmed Idris. I represent Wasai, Federal Constituency Plateau State, by the grace of God, member of this Parliament. Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, first, I want to give gratitude to God and appreciate the person or the persons that brought this issue into discussion for consideration of the Parliament. I also have heard some of the contribution. I want to appreciate what Honorable Sada, Soli, and other colleagues mentioned. And to make a clear point, sir, from the constitutional point of view, House of Representatives have more powers in terms of dispensing our own duties, because the power of appropriation is vested in us. And two, there's nothing, we are not subservient to any other legislative arm. We are supposed to be a par in terms of functions. And I think where we are getting it wrong and where Nigerians are getting it wrong, each time there are matters, they say president or chairman of the National Assembly. It's not done to the Constitution, it's not placed in any place. And this has given rise and occasion to some of the things that are happening now. And I want to mention specifically what Honorable Sada mentioned. Last time when this thing happened, in leadership then of the Ninth Assembly, we sat, discussed, and made up our point to say that is not right, and even advised that we return the honor that was awarded. And I think a letter was communicated. What we expect is follow up to that letter for them to do the right thing. In fact, when the lists were released, the first thing I can tell you for sure and free was to go through and run down the people who were awarded such with honors. And when I saw that, I said, we are still in the same old place. It's like the people who are supposed to do the right thing have not done it. And I think it's about our own institution, like it's been mentioned. We must rise to the occasion. It's not executive. There is a committee responsible for that. And that committee is headed by a very senior and honorable person. And I believe he will listen to it. And that is Justice, Honorable Justice Tili Bagi. Yeah, Mr. Speaker, respect colleagues, I think we need to write officially our resolution to communicate it to the group handling that. This is being done under the supervision of one of us who is the Minister for Special Duties, and that is Honorable Gisalo. I do not expect them not to do the right thing. And I believe that as we write, they will do the right thing. Mistakes could come from anywhere, and now it's for us to write the mistake and correct it so that the correcting will be done. Mr. Speaker, respect colleagues, I want to lend my voice and support for the movers of this motion and the need for us to communicate our resolution, calling their attention. We are not in competition with any other person, but we are saying let the right thing be done in terms of our placement in the society. Like it has been mentioned, number 4 citizen cannot come after number 5 citizen. We are a very different, distinct system. And I want to appreciate, Mr. Speaker, respect colleagues, that not more than 2 weeks ago, but 2 weeks ago, former presiding officers met Mr. President. And I believe he has tremendous respect for this. In fact, by our meeting with him, that they further strengthened my belief in his own uniqueness in terms of belief for democratic tenets. And I don't think with his approval and such thing will happen. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to speak. Thank you, I so appreciate it.
Chair Customs.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Honorable Leki Abejide is my name. I represent the good people of Iyagba Federal Constituency. I'm from Kogi State. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, we should not belabor ourselves on this matter as all of us have agreed in principle. To save our time, we know that Mr. Speaker is number 4 citizen in this country. And if you look at that hierarchy, I think the CJN, I don't even know the number it belongs to. So how can a CJN be GCON and number 4, who is ahead of that office, is CFR? That's one. For the public to know that this House is not subservient or inferior to the Senate, from our lawmaking process, there is no single chamber that can make a law and it become a law finally. There must be concurrence from either the Senate or from the House of Representatives. This is a signal to show to those who are making this process that Senate alone cannot stand on its own to make law and it becomes law. And House alone cannot stand on its own to make law and it becomes law. So that means they are at par. So I want to put it to them and let it go right away to them that the two houses are equal. So I want to also beg all my colleagues, because of our time, if we are talking more about this, we will water down the motion. So as we have all agreed in principle, let us take it like this, that Speaker of House of Representatives is number 4 position and is equal to the Senate. This is my take. Thank you, honorable colleagues.
Thank you, Honorable Stanley.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, the and Zanzao. I am Honorable Adedeji Stanley Olajide. I represent Ibadan Northwest Southwest Federal Constituency of your state. Mr. Speaker, thank you for yielding the floor to me. What is fair, and let's call a spade a spade. Mr. Speaker, I think part of the issue is this number 4 thing. Calling 3A and 3B might not necessarily be a bad one. But I think the mentality needs to be changed. So if my memory serves me right, sometimes in the night assembly, we went through the same thing. We had this discussion and we thought this would have been addressed. Mr. Speaker, it means equity and justice still need to be addressed. I would like to submit that every single member speaking for their federal constituency need to sign in favor of this change, because we are not speaking for you, Mr. Speaker. We are speaking for this institution. This institution is bigger than any one single person. And because of this, I heard the submission of all my colleagues. I align totally with all of your submission. And I think we need to address it for the very last time. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for yielding the floor.
Thank you, Honorable Agumini Jibrin.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, my name is Honorable Abdulmumin Jibrin. I represent Kirube Beji Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Kano State. Mr. Speaker, let me quickly thank the mover of this motion. Very commendable, and I have always showed my concern about this misnomer in the National Assembly. We just need to be a bit careful because what we want to do, we're doing it for the institution. We don't want a situation where the next minute the press will take it that the House of Representatives is asking for a title for the Speaker. So it's a wider issue, and we want the narrative to get to the public in the way that it should be. Now, there is no disparity between the Senate and the House of Representatives. But over the years, a wrong perception and a wrong impression has been created, and we need to correct that immediately. Now, even in our presentation, you will hear some members still saying number 4 citizens. When you are talking about number 4 citizens, you've already brought down the Speaker to number 4. That is the first argument that somebody who is against it will bring to you. So, number 1, part of the corrections that you've asked for, the constitutional correction about the order of protocol, it has to be number 3 citizens, the Senate President and the Speaker. We have to find a way to do away with this idea of upper chamber and lower chamber. There is nothing like upper chamber and lower chamber. The whole essence of the Senate is equality. But the wider representation is with the House of Representatives, which is based on landmass and, most importantly, population. So if you are talking about the better representation and the better picture of what the National Assembly stands for, it is the House of Representatives. In the immediate, of course, actions should be taken. Not that we are even begging, or anybody who does it is not doing us a favor. And I also want to give them the benefit of doubt. I do not believe that they've denied the House of Representatives. Perhaps it's oversight. And so we are reminding them to confer the Speaker, any Speaker, anybody that has become Speaker in the House of Representatives. In the present, I don't know whether it will include the past, but of course the future should be accorded that that hierarchy. But lastly, Mr. Speaker, you also have very important duties that are shifted to the Senate alone. You talk about the very important responsibility of screening appointments. I do not understand why we could leave it to only the Senate to screen your ministers. I actually believe, yes, they're doing a good job, but you have a more robust engagement when you bring it to the House. So some of these issues, the mover of the motion, you need to articulate most of these issues that we need to deal with institutionally, while in the immediate, we ensure that we communicate to them to remind them to confer to the office of the Speaker the title of GCON. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I don't want us to take too much time on this issue. We have said enough, and I'm sure that there won't be any more area that has not been touched by previous speakers. But just for the sake of balancing, I know Labour Party has
Amendment,
not
Mr. Speaker.
said much, so we'll recognize two people from the Labour Party to speak, either for or against this particular motion. So, Honorable George. Honorable Ali, you speak after.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, my name is Honorable George Ibezima Kozodinobi. I represent the good people of Njikoka and Ochadunukofia Federal Constituency. Indeed, the largest constituency in this federation. I want to align myself with all other previous speakers. I wouldn't be talking from the standpoint of opposition, but I am indeed saddened that each regimes that come, they keep on repeating what their predecessors did. I think something that is very constant, they said, is change. I wouldn't want to say that the president is a listening president. There are already indications to show that he's not. But I am thinking that what he has already pronounced needs to be changed before it's confirmed, because we can't continue to be repeating the mistakes of the past. So he has every opportunity to respect the 360 members of this House, who has also fought so hard to bear the responsibility of certain policies of this government. We are the people that have already tried to calm the entire country down with our number. We need to be respected in that form. As other people argued, we are not talking for a person who is sitting as the speaker. We are talking for the institution. Before, now, and in future. I want to thank Okangawan, who organized and brought the entire 359 members, including him, making it 360 of us to bring this thing to bear. Time is now for change. What is constant is change. We need the change. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Not the APC change.
The APC change, of course. Thank you so much. God bless you, Honorable George. Change is very important, and that is what APC is symbolizing. Honorable Dominic.
I thought you say after.
I represent the good people of Agata Federal Constituency. I'm from Anambra State. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, yesterday when I was glued to the television watching the national broadcast of the president,
And when the honors were given out, the person that was with me made a joke out of faith. I said, look, I told you that you guys are the junior chambers. I actually called his attention to section 47 of our constitution, which I want to read out now, which states that there shall be a National Assembly for the Federation, which shall consist of a Senate and a House of Representatives. He never said that one is superior to the other. So, Mr. Speaker, fellow honorable colleagues, while adopting all the submissions of my honorable colleagues, I'm also strongly adding my voice that we should support this motion so that this will not continue to repeat itself. Thank you.
Amendment, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Before we come to amendment, let me recognize Honorable Ali. And then I think some principal officers are also interested in contributing. We'll come to amendment after, okay?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My very respected honorable colleagues, I remain Honorable Ali Sajesi, PhD, representing Balanga Billiri Federal Constituency. I am from Gombe State and I'm the minority whip of the 10th Assembly. Mr. Speaker, just like my colleagues who spoke about Section 4 of the Nigerian Constitution, the section clearly stated the creations of the National Assembly, and it clearly specifies that the National Assembly is comprises of 109 member Senate and 360 member House of Representatives. So the section of the Constitution did not give any other chamber any, did not mention that a chamber is higher than any other chamber. Mr. Speaker, my honorable colleagues, the present Minister of Special Duties is a former member of the House of Representatives, and I believe in his time, he will not allow this mistake to continue. While I advise our relevant committees to invite the Honorable Minister of Special Duties and ensure that this amendment or this correction is done, and also they have to report back to this House within 7 days. I move that with immediate effect we mandate the committee, the relevant committee, to invite the Minister of Special Duties with all the relevant committee members that are in charge of this award, and also they should make the necessary corrections with immediate effect. The issue is about the House of Representatives. It's not about Mr. Speaker Tajuddin Abbas, but it's about House of Representatives. Putting House of Representatives Speaker the same with Deputy Senate President position will not be acceptable by this House chambers. So I call on Mr. President and all the relevant leaders to quickly intervene and make these corrections. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and God bless.
Thank you. Please, Honorable Isosa, please can you approach me? Honorable Isosa. Hello? Honorable Cyril? What point of order?
Mr. Speaker.
So, go ahead.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, my name is Hart Cyril Godwin. I represent the fabulous people of Degema Boni Fidro constituency. I'm from Rivers State. Mr. Speaker, I wish to bring something to our notice. The National Honors Act of 1963, sections 1, subsection 3 says, I would like to read. Subject to Article 2 of this warrant, the numbers of persons appointed to the different ranks of the orders in any calendar year shall not exceed A. In the case of Grand Commander, which is what is in contest here, in the case of Grand Commander, 2, as respect to the order of the Federal Republic, and 10, as respect the order of Niger. What it simply means is that for GCON, for every calendar year, it shall not exceed 2, in line with the National Honors Act. So if the Senate President has been given 1, it therefore means we are going to ask in our resolution as well that the CJN shall relinquish his own for the Speaker, not necessarily Tadujin, but for any Speaker of the House of Representatives until we amend this Act. You cannot exceed 2 in line with this Act. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I think Honorable Wase wants to make some clarification. You have the floor, Honorable.
Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, thank you. My name is Ahmed Idris. I represent Wase. My brother is raising a point of order in terms of the number. But we are raising our issues in terms of criteria. It has nothing to do with the Act. If this is what is stated in the Act, it's for the people who are doing that to consider. And the order of protocol that we are referring to was approved by both chambers to place us to where Mr. Speaker is. And so if you are asking, and if you are doing that, just like it's automatic for Mr. President, the moment he assumed duty as President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the Vice President, they have their honor that is automatic, it is not also out of order to have the Speaker and the Senate President in the other category automatically. Please, my brother, I think it's time for us to respect the institution, to do the right thing that will promote us and give us our placement in the community. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. So your point of order is noted. Thank you for your contribution. The Leader of the House, please.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I'm Professor Julius Ihanvere. I rise to speak as Leader of the House and Head of Government Business. Ordinarily, I should be speaking to defend the government. But I also
Is Honorable Isosa on the floor?
I also have a responsibility and duty to correct the government when it is doing something that is not right. Fortunately, we have a government that listens and a president that listens. I want to especially appreciate my colleagues. Without party restriction or consideration, or any consideration whatsoever, have unanimously agreed that there are several amendments we need to make both in the Constitution and in the Honors Act in order to correct historical injustices and administrative miscarriage of responsibilities. It is clear that we are not just talking about the current occupants of these positions. No. We are talking about putting things in the right perspective. And what is good for the goat is also good for the ram. I use that because my people understand that better than goose and gander. Mr. Speaker, even when you look at it, that the Speaker of the House gets the same honor as the Deputy Speaker of the Senate, there is a miscarriage there. They are not on the same level, Deputy Senate President. In fact, the honor given to the Deputy Senate President is higher than that of the Deputy Speaker. So if we are going to deal with it holistically, the Senate President and the Speaker should have exactly the same thing, and the Deputy Senate President and the Deputy Speaker of the House should have the same. And we should amend the motion to say we are calling on the government not to just take the light and pride of correcting this error now, but to go back into the past and also correct it to other Senate presidents, speakers, and deputy speakers, and deputy Senate presidents, so that we can at least set a path of fair play, of social justice, of fairness to one another, and giving honor to whom it is due. Finally, Mr. Speaker, because I know the media will say, look at them, instead of talking about food, instead of talking about strike, instead of talking about roads, they are talking about, we're not talking about titles for ourselves. Some of us, and many of us already have enough titles. We are talking about the respect for the institution. We are here for 4 years, we don't know who will be here tomorrow. It may even be some of those who would leave the real message and talk about other issues. So I want to appeal that the issues here, they have to do with history, with tradition, with correcting past injustices and miscarriage of recognition and constitutional order of things. Mr. Speaker, I believe it is not too late to do this. We have a job to do to build and consolidate and enshrine the quality of both houses, very clearly. But we also have our job to do to assist the government to do the right thing when they need to do the right thing. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Right Honorable, please go ahead. You'll be the last one to speak, and then we second the motion.
Thank you for the honor, Right Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues. I'm a Babao, Chibok Damboa Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I commend the mover of this motion. I equally align with the subsequent contributors to this motion. My essence of standing to make my contribution is to remind not only the chamber, but whoever that is involved in such a process, the sacrosanctity of the House of Representatives. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, you will agree with me that democracy was actually defined and derived from two ancient Greek city-state words, demos and kratia. Demos meaning people, kratia signifying rule of or by the people. At the very beginning of democracy, Your Excellency, honorable members, people gather in a marketplace on market days to discuss the affairs of their society and communities, regardless of their gender, regardless of their age, regardless of their race, regardless of anything you can think of. As population grow, there is a need for that particular number to be reduced to family level. As time goes on today, we have what we call constituency. Your Excellency, throughout the history of democracy, there has never been anything like Senate, but Congress. And Congress actually determines the fate of every country, which is House of Representatives. So, Mr. Speaker, honorable members, we should remind them, as earlier suggested by our senior colleague, Honorable Abdul Mumini Jibrin from Kano, that we are not in confrontation, but actually reminding the committee to do the needful by not treating us different from the Senate counterpart, because we are not either subservient of the Senate, or we are not holding brief for the Senate, and we are not being delegated by the Senate. As far as my contribution is concerned, this is it. Thank you so much, and we remind them. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Before we go to amendments, let's put the question first. Let's get a seconder to this particular motion. Honorable Billy.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, my honorable colleagues. I remain Honorable Chief Dr. Billy Famous Adesuwa Osawaru. I represent the good people of Oriomo Hode Federal Constituency of Edo State, and I'm a very proud Benin chief. Mr. Speaker, I rise this afternoon to second this all-important motion as ably moved by my colleague. I so second, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Before we put the question, if there are amendments? Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Usman Bello Kumo is my name. I represent Akko Federal Constituency, Mr. Speaker. I'm from Gombe State. I rise to amend that we do constitute an ad hoc committee to be chaired by the leader of the House, to be co-chaired by the minority leader of the House, and all zonal caucus members of the 6 geopolitical zones to be members of that ad hoc committee, and any other person deemed fit by the leader here, by the presiding officer, to holistically look at the issue and do justice to the issue and report back to the House within 4 weeks. I so move, Mr. Speaker. Okay, 2 weeks. I report back to the House.
Okay, any seconder to this amendment? Yes, Doctor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, dear colleagues. I am Honorable Kalejai.
Point of order? Okay, please go ahead.
Previous, sir. My brother and leader, Honorable Kumo, is asking the committee to report to back to the House within 2 weeks. 2 weeks may be late because it's not known to us when this ceremony will take place, so that we don't come giving a report that possibly will be a wasted period of time and public funds. So my take is that that prayer should be amended, maybe to give this report within 3 days or 4 days, maximum, sir.
Honorable, are you willing to amend the time frame? Okay. Please kindly second.
The Speaker, dear colleagues, I'm Honorable Kaleja Adeboye Paul, PhD. I represent the good people of Ajeromi Federal Constituency, the mini Nigeria. I'm from Lagos State, the state of aquatic splendor. I hereby second the motion, ably moved by my senior colleague, the Chief Whip. I so second. Thank you.
Those in support of this amendment should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. Any more amendments? Doctor?
Amendment, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for yielding the floor. Mr. Speaker, distinguished honorable colleagues, my name is Dr. Adebayo Adepoju. I represent the hardworking people of Ibarapa Central and Ibarapa North Federal Constituency of the Payseta State. Mr. Speaker, I am from Oyo State. Having listened to the submissions of my distinguished fellow colleagues, I think it would not be out of place for us to outrightly go ahead and amend this motion to reject the honors of CFR at this point. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable, I don't think if it will be respectful to our president if we go to that extreme. Ours is just to appeal and show reason why things should change. It's not like we are trying to confront him or to say what he did is not appreciated. So I would want to kindly ask you to withdraw that prayer, please.
Mr. Speaker, with all due respect, sir, I go ahead and reject and withdraw the prayer in honor of you and Mr. President.
So thank you very much. So we put the question. Those in support of this motion as amended should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to an ad hoc committee to be chaired by the House Leader, and membership of the committee will include all the 6 zonal caucus leaders and the 2 regional leaders of North and South, and any other person that the committee may deem fit to co-opt. Thank you. The next motion is coming from Honorable Isa Anka. If Honorable Anka is available, please can you rise and move your motion?
Thank you very much, our able speaker, our esteemed colleagues. I'm coming under Order 8, Section 5, Subsection 2, on an urgent motion on the need to address the infractions and omission in the appointment of the governing board of the Northwest Development Commission. I so move, sir.
Any seconder? Yes, Honorable Isiaka.
Mr. Speaker, our own quintessential speaker with substantial values. Right Honorable Dr. Ibrahim Ayokunle Isiaka. I speak for the entire Nigerians, starting from the Ifoiweko Federal Constituency. Proudly, I'm from the fastest growing economic state in Nigeria, Mr. Speaker. And today I have the privilege to act as the Chairman, Rules and Business. Mr. Speaker, just to draw your attention that we have already taken 3 motions of urgent national importance. And by our rules, we'll have to move that we suspend our rules so that we can take the 4th one.
Are you sure we took more than 3? I thought by my count, this is the 3rd one.
The first one, then Honorable Dasuki took 1, then Honorable Philip Agbese, this very one. This is the 3rd one, Mr. Speaker, sir.
So, how many do we have altogether?
We've taken 3 so far.
So this is the 4th?
4th.
Okay. Leader, please can you move that we suspend our rules to enable us to take 1 more additional motion? Leader, can you move for suspension of our rules, please?
Speaker, I rise to move that we suspend our relevant rules to enable us to take additional motions. I so move.
Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, my highly respected colleague, I stand to second the motion as moved by the House Leader. I do second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Where are we on that motion? I think it's seconding the first leg, right?
The first leg was to be seconded, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Yeah, so who is willing to second the first leg? Honorable Jallo.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I'm Hussaini Mohammed Jallo from Kaduna State, representing Igebe Federal Constituency. I hereby second the second leg of the motion ably made by my colleague. I hereby second. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. The second leg of the motion. Any seconder to the second leg of the motion? Honorable Mashi.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. My name is Salisu Yusuf Majigiri. I represent Mashi Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Katsina State. I rise to second the second leg of the motion. I so second, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable Anka, please proceed.
Able Speaker, I remain Honorable Isa Muhammad Anka, representing Anka Talata Mapara constituency. I'm from Zamfara State. The House is aware that the Northwest Development Commission, NWC Act 2024, was enacted to provide strategic direction and development intervention to address socio-economic challenges in the Northwest. The House is cognizant that the Act mandates the establishment of a governing board to oversee the Commission's activities, with each state in the region represented by one individual and additional representatives appointed from key security agencies and ministries. The House should also note that His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has forwarded names of appointees to the Senate for confirmation as members of the NWC Governing Board. The House is concerned that the appointments made by the NWC Governing Council Governing Board do not comply with the stipulation of the Act, particularly in relation to the principle of equitable state representation and the omission of essential representatives from key security agencies and ministries. Observe that multiple representatives from a single state. The Act stipulates that each state in the Northwest must have one representative on the governing board. However, Jigawa and Kano each have 2 representatives, contrary to the Act. The House should observe that infraction in managing director's appointment. The Act requires that the position of managing director should rotate in alphabetical order, starting with Jigawa, followed by Kaduna State, and not Kano State. The appointment of Professor Abdullah Shehu Ma'aji from Kano State as MD contravenes this provision, as the MD should have been appointed from Kaduna. Omission of the security representatives. The Act requires that representatives from the Nigerian Army and the Nigerian Police Force be appointed to the board. These appointments have not been made, leaving a significant gap in security oversight. Omission of representatives from federal ministries. The Act also mandates the inclusion of representatives from the Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, and Ministry of Works to ensure coordinated efforts between the Commission and the key federal ministries. These appointments have not also been made. The House resolved to call on His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to review and rectify appointment to the NWDC Governing Board, ensuring that each state in the Northwest region is represented by only one individual, as mandated by the Act, and remove any instances of overrepresentation. Request His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to review the appointment of the MD and reappoint a managing director in line with alphabetical rotation stipulated in the Act, beginning from Jigawa and then Kaduna instead of Kano State. Urge the Senate to withhold confirmation of the current appointments until the omissions are corrected and all representatives, including those from the Nigerian Army, Nigerian Police Force, and key ministries, that is Finance, Humanitarian Affairs, Works, are appointed in compliance with the Act. Mandate the House Committee on Development and Security to investigate the infractions and omissions in the current appointment, report back to the House within 2 weeks, and propose additional measures to ensure compliance with the law. I so submit, sir.
Any seconder? Or contribution? Any contribution, or should just take a seconder? Just seconder. You don't want to discuss about this issue? Contribution, Honorable Alimadaki. You have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, my highly respected colleagues, my name is Ali Usani Madaki, and I represent the Lapero constituency of Kano State. Mr. Speaker, my own contribution is simply to advise us as leaders in Nigeria and as leaders in the Northwest, and that we people from the Northwest are known to always be united on every issue. We must not bring some certain sentiment that will begin to divide us, because the way the motion is being read, he's just calling Kano, 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 Kano. I don't think it's fair. I don't think what is right is right. I came to you when you explained to me that the person who brought the motion, this is his explanation to you. I agreed. But the way the motion is being read...
Leader, I have not seen anything in this motion to suggest that the mention of Kano is met with
Mr.
any
Speaker,
bad intention.
He keeps saying the thing should have gone to Kaduna, it went to Kano.
It is what the law, he
keep
is
repeating.
quoting the law. He is not quoting anything.
He keep repeating it should have Kaduna and to me. Kaduna
It is
and
not
Kano,
the issue of Kaduna and Kano.
Kaduna
We
and Kano are the same.
Honorable, we are lawmakers. We are supposed to keep to the maintenance of law.
But we are the same, sir.
If we are the same, why did the law? He is saying that the law has prescribed certain procedures
Well, I believe
on how appointments will be made. If there is an infringement on that, and he is calling the attention of the House, what is wrong with that?
No, what I'm saying, this one has been done. It has
He is
been
not a
announced.
leader.
It will bring bad blood between
Please,
us.
is noted.
It's okay.
Please. Yes, Honorable Abdul Samad.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, just to correct the leader, the mover of the motion quoted the law. So he didn't say anything contrary to what was passed by this honorable chamber. And he quoted the section of the law, and with your permission, I can read that section where it's categorically stated that the appointment should be done alphabetically, and alphabetically starting from Jigawa, Kaduna, and Kano. And the appointment is contrary to what is in the law. So my own take, Mr. Speaker, I think we are on point. We are here as lawmakers. This is the law that was passed by this honorable House. So we call on the executives. They are meant to make mistakes, and that's why we have the National Assembly to checkmate these mistakes. So I call on the mover of the motion that we should support this very important amendment so that the executive can make just this amendment. Just this correction is nothing big deal. Like he said, we have always been united, not only in Northwest, but in this
Thank you
parliament.
so much, Honorable, for your contribution. I think we don't need to waste so much time. It is so clear about the intents of this motion. There are no ambiguities or areas of controversy. So I'll call for a seconder to the motion. A seconder. Honorable Ibrahim.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, I remain Ibrahim Al-Mustafa Aliyu, an architect. I'm from Sokoto. I represent Wurnur Abafar constituency. I read to second the motion, ably moved by Honorable Anka. I so second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the Committee on Development and Security to investigate and report back to the House within 1 week for further legislative action. Thank you. Honorable members, the first business of the day is presentation of 10 bills. I now invite the clerk to read their short titles.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members. Petroleum Technology Development Fund Act Amendment Bill 2024, first reading. Offshore Oil Revenues Registration of Grants Act Amendment Bill 2024, first reading. Land Use Act Amendment Bill 2024, first reading. Federal Vocational and Entrepreneurship Training Center, Plateau State Establishment Bill 2024, first reading. Research Institute of Paper Industry Bill 2024, first reading. Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999, 6th Alteration Bill 2024, first reading. Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999, 6th Alteration Bill 2024, first reading. Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999, 6th Alteration Bill 2024, first reading. Pharmaceutical Council of Nigeria Act Amendment Bill 2024, first reading. Veterinary Surgeons of Nigeria Act Amendment Bill 2024, first reading.
Today is presentation of reports of the Committee on AIDS, Loans and Debt Management, on establishment of promissory note program as reimbursement to Nasarawa and Kebbi states for takeover of airports by federal government, standing in the name of Abubakar Hassan Nalaraba. Honorable members will recall that the matter was referred to the committee on Thursday, 16th May 2024. The report is ready for presentation. Honorable Nalaraba is hereby invited to present the report.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My highly respected colleagues. Abubakar Hassan Nalaraba is my name. I represent the good people of Awedo Makana, Federal Constituency. I'm from Nasarawa State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to present a report that the House do receive the report of the Committee on AIDS, Loans and Debt Management on the establishment of promissory note program as reimbursement of Nasarawa State, Kebbi State, for the takeover of airports by the federal government in the sum of 9 billion 542,651,786.11 and 15 billion 137,336,096 naira 88 kobo, based on the claims by the state as approved by the Federal Executive Council. I hereby do submit, Mr. Speaker.
Is your deputy around? The deputy chairman of the committee? Is he here? Is he?
Yeah.
Please go ahead and second.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Architect Larry Okwola. I represent the good people of Surulere 2 Federal Constituency. I'm from Lagos State. Mr. Speaker, I rise this morning to second the motion for the promissory notes as ably moved by my chairman. I so second, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Hold on, please. Hold on. Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. There is have it. Honorable Nalaraba, please proceed and lay your report. The third business of the day is presentation of report of the Committee on Federal Colleges of Education on a bill for an act to amend the Federal Colleges of Education Act to establish Federal College of Education Special, Duku, Gombe State, and for related matters. Standing in the name of Honorable Adamu Tanko. Honorable members will recall that the bill was referred to the committee on Wednesday, 22nd May 2024. The report is ready for presentation. Therefore, Honorable Tanko is invited to present the report.
The Right Honorable Speaker, I remain Honorable Chief Emma Ogoro, representing the good people of Abakaliki Federal Constituency.
Are you Honorable Tanko? Are you the chairman?
I am the deputy. My chairman.
But you didn't seek for the leave of the House to present on his behalf. How should that be your first
Honorable
introduction?
Speaker, may I seek for the leave of the Honorable House to present this report on behalf of my chairman, who is unavoidably absent. I remain Honorable Chief Emma Ogoro, the Deputy Chairman, FCE. And Mr. Speaker, I present the report that the House do receive the report of the Committee on Federal College of Education on a bill for an act to amend the Federal Colleges of Education Act to establish Federal College of Education Special, Duku, Gombe, and for related matters, HB 1371 in parentheses. Mr. Speaker, I ask to lay the report.
Any seconder? Any member of the committee here? Any member of the committee? None?
There is.
Yes, Honorable, please, go ahead.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I am Honorable Abdullahi El Rashid, member representing Dukuna Fada Federal Constituency from Gombe State. I rise to second a motion that the House do receive the report of the Committee on Federal Colleges of Education on a bill for an act to amend the Federal Colleges of Education Act to establish Federal College of Education Special, Duku, Gombe State, and related matters, HB 1371. I so second, Your Excellency.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. Honorable,
Chairman
please
Housing,
proceed
Chairman
and lay your
Army,
report.
Chairman Works, decorum, please. Chairman Housing, Honorable Abdul Mumuni, please, decorum. Chairman Works, don't back speaker when we are sitting. Thank you.
Thank you, Acting Whip. You are doing your work well. The fourth business of the day is presentation of report of the Committee on Public Assets on the investigation of the sales of two Bell helicopters, 206 L4BZB and BZC M206 L4 by the Nigerian College of Aviation Technology, Zaria, Kaduna State, standing in the name of Honorable Ademorin Kuye. Honorable Kuye is hereby invited to present the report. Kuye, is he here or is representative? None? Bill is stepped down by the leave of the House. Honorable colleagues, the first order of the day is consolidation of two bills. Honorable members who may wish to know that the bills are on the same subject matter, I now invite the Chairman Committee on Rules and Business to move that the bills be consolidated.
Once again, speaking speaker, thank you very much. Right Honorable Dr. Ibrahim Ayakunle Iseka. Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that the bills on A bill for an act to amend the Federal Road Safety Commission Act 2007 to make provision for establishment of road safety, special armed squad, and make corps on the rank of deputy corps marshal enjoy benefits attached to the grade, including retirement, grade, and for related matters, HB 1401 by Honorable Oladele Latif Mohammed, and B, a bill for an act to amend the Federal Road Safety Commission Act 2007 to empower the Federal Road Safety Commission with the responsibility for road traffic administration and safety management, preventing and minimizing road traffic crashes on public roads, supervision of users of such public roads, regulation of traffic thereon, and clearing of obstruction on any part of the public roads, and for educating drivers, motorists, and other members of the public generally on the proper use of public roads and matters related to safety. On the public roads and for related matters, HB 1604 by Honorable Abiodun Dering Adesida, that the two bills be consolidated. I so move, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much, sir.
Any seconder? Any seconder? Honorable Saidu, to welcome you in. Can you second?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Honorable Said Musa Abdullahi. I represent the people of Bida Kokacha Federal Constituency. I'm from Niger State, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion as ably moved by my colleague. I so second. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk, Chairman, Rules and Business, please schedule a date for commencement of debate on the general principles of these consolidated bills. The second order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to establish Ibele Entrepreneur University, Lagos, and make comprehensive provisions for its due management and administrations and for related matters. Standing in the names of Honorable Babajimi Benson and Honorable Kalajaye Adeboye. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Wednesday, 17th October 2023. I now invite Honorable Benson to move that the bill be read a second time.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues. I stand here to urgently request that the bill for an act to establish Ibile Entrepreneur University be read a second time. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder? Yes, the Deputy Oracle.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, my name is Honorable Chief Dr. Philip Agbese. I represent the good people of Ado, Okpoko, Ogbaribo Federal Constituency, Mr. Speaker, I'm from Benue State. I rise to second that the bill be read the second time. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. I think this is a straightforward bill. It's an establishment bill. So I don't think if we need to waste time deliberating on it. So with your kind permission, I'll just put the question straight. Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members. A bill for an act to establish Ibile Entrepreneur University, Lagos, and make comprehensive provision for its due management and administration and for related matters. Second reading.
Bill referred to the Committee on University Education for further legislative action. The third order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to provide for establishment of the National Institute for Technical and Vocational Education, Wamba, Nasarawa State, and for related matters. Standing in the name of Honorable Honorable Jeremiah Umaru. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Wednesday, 18th July 2023. I now invite Honorable Umaru to move that the bill be read a second time. Honorable Umaru, please go ahead.
Thank you, Excellency, the Right Honorable Speaker, my highly respected colleagues. My name is Jeremiah Umaru ACA. I represent Akwanga, Nasarawa, Gowamba Federal Constituency. I'm from Nasarawa State. I stand to move that a bill for an act to provide for the establishment of the National Institute for Technical and Vocational Education, Wamba, Nasarawa State, be read for the second time. I so move, Your Excellency, sir.
Any seconder? Honorable Chawai.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Mukhtar Zakar Chawai. I represent Kauru Federal Constituency of Kaduna State. I rise to second that this motion be read a second time. I so second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. This is also another establishment bill. With the account permission, we can just put the question. Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members. A bill for an act provide for establishment of National Institute for Technical and Vocational Education, Wamba, Nasarawa State, and for related matters. Second reading.
This bill is referred to the Committee on Federal Polytechnics and Higher Technical Education for further legislative action.
Honorable Mascot, please, you need to take permission from the acting chief whip before you see the speaker. That's the procedure. Thank you.
The fourth order of the day is a motion on the need to dredge major dams and rivers to avert floods across the Federation. Standing in the name of Honorable Mohammed Abba Shehu, Honorable Shehu is hereby invited to move the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Distinguished Honorable Parliamentarian of this esteemed chamber. My name is Honorable Mohammed Abba Shehu, member representing good and hard-working people of Zaki Federal Constituency. I am from Bauchi State, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, sir, I stand before you this afternoon and my honorable colleague to present a motion in respect of need to dredge major dams and rivers to avert flood across the Federation. Mr. Speaker, the House note dredging of major dams and rivers in the country is essential to reduce the incidence of flood ravaging farmers' crops. Also note that government negligence in supporting farmers' effort to address the flooding has hindered the implementation of an adequate action plan which will enhance drainage system mechanism to control flood in the country. Worry that negligence has led to inadequate drainage system, insufficient flood control measures, lack of support for farmers to adapt to climate change, inadequate compensation for farmers' losses, and the inefficient water resources management. Aware that developed countries like United States of America, the United States Kingdom, and South Africa have made a flood control through proper drainage sustainability a key object of the administration in order to safeguard the environment, improve food security, and ensure food sustainability. Recognize that proper dredging of major dams and rivers will encourage irrigation farming, which will turn yield abundant food production for domestic consumption and exportation. Consequently, contribute to the economic development. However, annual flooding is destroying farmers' effort, causing losses with billions of dollars and high risk of excessive flooding due to the government inaction. Worry that 80% of the Nigerian farmers have suffered significant crop losses, leading to debt and exit from the farming business. Most farmers who obtain loans facilities from the financial institution find it difficult to pay back due to the flood-related losses. Also aware of the statistics from the National Bureau of Statistics, which revealed that in 2018, flood destroyed crop worth of 756 billion naira 219 destroyed crop worth of 819 billion naira, and in 2020 destroyed over 1.2 trillion naira. Further aware that statistics from the National Bureau of Statistics reveal that 2018 and 2019 flood destroyed crop worth over 756 billion naira and 1 trillion respectively, thus affecting over 80% farmers. Cognizant that government intervention in dam and rivers drainage have injected lost resources into the economy for economic growth and development in the country. Also, cognizant that dredging of major dams and rivers in Nigeria will prevent flood disaster, protect lives and properties, and promote sustainable water resources management, aim to enhance water storage capacity and circulation. Result: urge the Federal Ministry of Water Resources and Environment to direct the Nigerian Hydrological Services Agency to evaluate the framework drainage control to actualize the desired result.
Any seconder?
Urge the government
you are not done.
of Water Resources and Sanitation to commence drainage of the country major dams and rivers to prevent excessive flood, ravaging lives and the property of the citizen. Mandate the Committee on Water Resources, Environment, Agriculture, Production and Service to collaborate with the Honorable Minister of Water Resources and Agriculture and Food Security to propose solutions to this menace and report back within 4 weeks for further legislative action. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder? Yes, Honorable Idris Ahmed.
Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, my name is Ahmed Idris. I represent Wasai, Federal Constituency Plateau State, by the grace of God, member of this parliament. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion ably moved by my brother, and I would beg Mr. Speaker to also, as you take the question, because this is an infrastructure to allow me come with an amendment.
Yes, you want to amend the prayer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
Mr. Speaker, this motion is very apt and important. I was trying to consult with my brother or Busada. I think he's too engaged, and I believe he has a role to play. We are all aware of the devastating nature of what flood has ravaged in our country, and today Maiduguri is the first line that is suffering from that. And if we are asking just the committee to go and look and come back, financing is one very component and that is important. If we do not have financial component inclusion, we may come back and have a wasted period of time.
So which committee are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting that committee of national planning and then our appropriation should be involved alongside the committee of water.
Committee on appropriation and what?
And planning, sir.
And planning.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any seconder to this amendment? Honorable Maki.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My honorable colleagues, I remain Abubakar Maki Eleman. I'm from Jigawa State. I represent Madam Dorikaugama Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion as amended by my senior colleague. I so second. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Those in support of this amendment should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it.
Amendment.
Another amendment?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, my brother. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Let me just say that I think events has taken over this particular motion. If you listen to the President's speech on the 1st, he said he has already instructed that they conduct integrity tests on all the dams in Nigeria. And I think that alone will address this particular prayers here, sir.
I think there is nothing wrong in also adding our own concern here, so that we'll be seen taking the same action. So I don't think we need to step down the motion simply because of the pronouncement of Mr. President. We can also go ahead and look into the matter and give additional support and encouragement to the executive to execute such promises. So your suggestion is noted.
Amendment, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Sada.
Mr. Speaker, with due respect to my brother, Prayer 2. You don't dredge a dam. You desilt a dam. So I will advise my brother, if he will accept, to delete the word commence drainage. Yeah, he wrote drainage, commence drainage. Commence investigation on the silting of major dams. Commence investigation on the siltation of our major dams. And more so when you want to dredge rivers. Mind you, there are rivers that belong to states and there are rivers that belong to the federal government. And that's one of the contentions even within the Constitution. Rivers that traverses 2 states are within the jurisdictions of federal government. But rivers that are within state, the federal government has no jurisdiction over that. So we need to be careful if we need to work on this prayer too. So, but rather, I will advise if they will instruct the Federal Ministry of Water Resources and Sanitation to commence investigation on siltation of our major dams and the rivers as well, so that the report can include both the federal rivers and the state rivers, and then the federal government can decide what to do with it.
If the member has no problem with the change of the words, we can request for somebody to second this change. But if you want to insist on maintaining what you have written,
Chairman
drainage
Works.
of the
Approachable.
rivers, which from what Honorable Sada said falls within the purview of the states. Are you okay with it?
Yes, I'm okay, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, seconder then. Let's get a seconder to this amendment. The latest you that has become a full man.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Once again, I remain Honorable Mukhtar Tolani Shagaya, and I represent Nigerians, starting from the good, industrious, and dynamic people of Ilorin West, as a federal constituency of Kwara State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the amendment as ably moved by Honorable Sada Soli. I so second.
Those in support of this amendment should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Those in support of this motion as amended should say aye.
Attack Mustafa. That's the procedure. Please come and see the acting chief whip before you see the speaker.
Any
I've been drawing your attention
seconder
to the
to this motion as amended? Any seconder? Nobody is willing to second. This is very important. Honorable Jesse.
Thank you, the People's Speaker, distinguished colleagues. My name is Barrister Jesse Okejo Onwakalos. Mr. Speaker and distinguished colleagues, I represent the Nigerians, especially the habit of Lagos Social Resol. Mr. Speaker and distinguished colleagues, I rise this morning to second this important motion. I so second.
Those in support of this motion as amended should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the committees on appropriation, planning, water resources, environment, and agricultural production and services for further legislative action. The fifth order of the day is a motion on the need to rehabilitate the Naze Obi Bizenam and Ime BM roads to boost agriculture in Owerri Federal Constituency, standing in the name of Honorable Tochukwu Chinedu Okere.
Thank you.
Honorable Okere is hereby invited to move the motion.
Thank you, His Excellency, the Right Honorable Speaker, and my honorable colleagues. My name is Honorable Sir Tochukwu Chinedu Okere. I represent the entire and wonderful people of Owerri North, Owerri West, and Owerri Municipal Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker and my honorable colleagues, I am an Owerri man from Imo State. I rise this day to move the motion on the need to rehabilitate the Naze, Obibiezena, and Emabiam roads to boost agriculture in our federal constituency. The House notes that the Naze, Obibiezena, and Emabiam roads are major roads leading to the Iche River State, connecting the host communities of the Anambra Imo River Basin Development Authority and other surrounding communities in our federal constituency. The House also notes that the Naze, Obibiezena, and Emabiam roads that leads to the Iche, which has over 250 oil-producing wells, which has been in the state of dilapidation and comatose for decades without rehabilitation by successive governments. The House is aware that the past administration had attempted to rehabilitate the Naze, Obibiezena, and Emabiam roads, which hosts the Anambra Imo River Basin Development Authority, a federal government agency known for the management of water resources for agriculture and other uses in the region. Also aware that despite the efforts to rehabilitate the roads by previous administrations, the Naze, Obibiezena, and Emabiam roads has degenerated, leaving residents, farmers, and other road users to face difficulties daily. The House is concerned that the Naze, Obibiezena, and Emabiam roads is a major link to communities such as Ebu, Umekune, Okolochi, and Ezobodo, yet in terrible state for decades, thwarting economic growth in these communities. The House is also concerned that Naze, Obibiezena, and Emabiam roads, being the link leading to communities, stretches over 50 kilometers to Iche River State and can serve as a bypass from Owerri to Port Harcourt, avoiding heavy traffic from Owerri Port Harcourt Expressway.
Did you permit anyone else?
While people coming from Okigwe, Aba, and Omahia can also find the road useful and faster, as the people coming from Imo State Airport have to pass through the heavy traffic of Owerri Port Harcourt Expressway. The House resolves to urge the Ministry of Works through East Road Intervention Project to include the Naze, Obibiezena, and Emabiam Road as one of the roads that needs the federal government intervention, to mandate the Committee on Works to visit the Naze, Obibiezena, and Emabiam roads to further ascertain the extent of damage on the roads and report back within 4 weeks for further legislative action, and also mandate the Committees on Works and Federal Roads Maintenance Agency, FEMA, to ensure compliance. Mr. Speaker, I so move.
Any seconder? You want to contribute or to second, Honorable? So just take one of the two, contribute, so that we get somebody to second.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, my name is Ahmed Idris. I represent was a federal constituency of Plateau State. Mr. Speaker, I want to appreciate the mover of the motion, whose intention is to bring SUCO and then development to his own constituency. However, prayer 2, sir, is a function of the executive. I know it's going to add more burden for you. Prayer 1 and 2 are very apt. It has solved every problem. First is to mandate the Ministry of Works to include intervention. And he is asking for another visit by the House. That visit by the House, I don't think is relevant. I want a deletion of that prayer, Mr. Speaker. These are my contribution. Thank you.
You are talking about prayer 2?
A visit by the Committee on Works to visit the site. Meanwhile, his first prayer is to mandate the Ministry of Works to include it in the intervention, which is very perfect. And his mandating his prayer 3 is asking the Committee on Works and Road Maintenance to make a follow-up. And maybe the only addition should have been Committee on Legislative Compliance in prayer 3. That would solve every other problem. It would be apt, instead of bringing another burden to the House. Thank you, sir.
I agree that some of our requests are somewhat things that the executive should be handling, because if our committees should be subjected to go in on inspection of issues, infrastructures, we won't be able to cope at all. But it's not to say that it is not within the purview of his responsibility, right to request for such. It's neither here nor there. But I think what Orabuase is saying is something that should guide us in the future to try as much as possible to give the executive the responsibilities that is supposed to be discharged by them. However, in the course of investigation or promotions, visitation is also part of it. So that's why I said it is neither here nor there. But it's only in the course of an investigation that those kind of things can happen. So we leave it silent to the committee if I were to be the mover. If they see it fit in the course of the investigation after referral that there is a need for them to visit, they can. But let's allow members to, if there is anyone who second Honorable Wase's amendment that we should delete prayer 2, should please raise up his hands. Prayer 2, to second the amendment by deleting the whole entire prayer 2 of the motion. Eddie Seconder, yes, Honorable Mashi.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, my dear respected colleagues. My name is Salis Yusuf Majigiri. I represent Mashi Dusi Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I am from Katsina State. I rise to second the amendment as ably moved by Honorable Idris Wase to delete prayer 2. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Those in support of this motion as amended should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the Committees on Works and the Federal Road Maintenance Agency for further legislative action. The sixth order of the day is consideration of report of the Committee on Aids and Loans and Debt Management on establishment of promissory note program as reimbursement to Nasarawa and Kebbi states for takeover of airports by federal government. Honorable members will recall that the report was laid on Wednesday, 2nd October 2024. Honorable Abubakar Hassan will move for its consideration. Honorable Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Abubakar Hassan Al-Araba is my name. Mr. Speaker, I rise to move a motion and to beg the lead of the House to allow me to step down this report by the lead of the House for further legislative.
Request granted by the lead of the House. Thank you. The seventh order of the day is consideration of 3 reports standing in the name of the House Leader. The Leader will move for their considerations.
Mr. Speaker, Professor Julius Sihovere, Owa Federal Constituency, the new Edo State. I rise to move that the House do consider the following reports: a bill for an act to establish the National Institute for Educational Planning and Administration, Ondo City, Ondo State, and for related matters, SB 40, it's a Senate bill. A bill for an act to establish Chartered Institute of Healthcare Management of Nigeria, and for related matters, HB 1260, and a bill for an act to establish Pharmaceutical Technologies and Pharmacy Technicians Regulatory Council of Nigeria, to be vested with responsibility of determining standards of knowledge and skills, HB 345. I so move.
Any seconder? Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, my highly respected colleagues, Aliyu Sanuma Adaki is my name, and I represent the Ala Federal Constituency of Kano State. I stand to second the motion that this three bill be considered as requested by the House Leader. I do second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Leader of the House, can you move that the House do resolve through the Committee of the Whole?
Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that the House do resolve to Committee of the Whole to consider the three bills earlier itemized. I so move.
Minority Leader?
Mr. Speaker, my highly respected colleague, Aliyu Sanuma Adaki is my name, and I represent the Ala Federal Constituency of Kano State. I stand to second the motion as moved by the House Leader. I do second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. House hereby resolved to Committee of the Whole.
Honorable colleagues, the first bill to be considered is one act to establish the National Institute for Educational Planning and Administration on the states and for related matters. I invite the leader to give the synopsis of the bill. Leader, please.
Mr. Chairman, I'm familiar with NEPA, having been chairman basic education. But I have absolutely no idea what this bill is about. Is it an amendment of the existing bill? Is it an introduction? I don't have the document before me, so I can't speak intelligently or reasonably about it, I'm sorry to say. So I hope that you will step it down.
So, are you moving for the bill to be stepped down?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Any seconder to that motion?
Is that the document?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, respected colleagues, my name is Ahmed Idris. I rise to second the motion moved by the leader for the stepping down of this particular bill. I so second.
Thank you. Those in support of this motion that the bill be stepped down, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Bill is hereby stepped down. Honorable colleagues, the second bill to be considered is for an act to establish Chartered Institute of Healthcare Management of Nigeria and for related matters. I invite the leader to give the synopsis of the bill. Leader.
Is that the document you are distributing now? Yes. Well,
Leader, move for it to be stepped down if you are not comfortable with it.
Mr. Speaker, I have not seen this document. I don't know what they are asking for. And I'm afraid I don't want to mislead the House or the country. I move that we step it down.
Any seconder?
Yes, sir. Mr. Chair, as a second, I beg that these bills be given to us today so that we can study. Because some of the bills, I've started some concern, they are looking very controversial in terms of even the heading. And we need to be careful in terms of what we do to send in, so that we study them before coming for their consideration. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chairman, I so second the motion moved by the leader of the.
Thank you. Any those in support of this motion that the bill be stepped down, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Before we go to the next bill, it's important to mention that the issues raised here are fundamental. We should take the matter seriously with regards to, bringing it early enough for us to go through so that we'll come here, because this is the cooking room of the bill. This is where we do the final ingredients in the bill for Nigerians to embrace, so we must cook it well. So let those who are involved, the sponsors of the bill, work on that and get back to us. The third bill to be considered is for an act to establish Pharmaceutical Technologies and Pharmacy Technicians Regulatory Council of Nigeria to be vested with the responsibility of determining standard of knowledge and skills to be attained by persons seeking to become pharmaceutical technologists and pharmacy technicians, and for related matters. I invite the leader. Leader, is it the same issue again?
Mr. Chairman, the situation is the same. I move that we step it down. The document is not even available.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any seconder? Any seconder? Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Abdulgani Adila Iba is my name. I speak for and on behalf of Alimosho Federal Constituency, the most populated in Nigeria. Mr. Chairman, I'm from Lagos State. I hereby rise to support the motion ably moved by the leader of the House that this bill be stepped down. Thank you.
Those in support of the motion that the bill be stepped down, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. The bill is hereby stepped down. Leader, please move that the House.
Mr. Speaker, sir, sorry. Just like the Honorable was craved the indulgence of the House to get this certificate, I have two before me now. The third one, which happened to be the last one in terms of technology, is not in circulation yet. I just pray we have it so that I can go back home and study the bills.
I think what you seconded was the third bill.
Yes, I seconded the third bill, but the circulation of the copies of the bill now, that's what I'm saying, that they are not circulated, so that we can have them for further as a study before.
Okay, you are saying if they are here, they should be circulated.
Yes, sir. I have two here.
But if they are circulated now, we won't have another sitting and you say you didn't get a copy.
No, that's left to
Make sure you come with your copy.
Yes, that's left to each member that's interested in contributing to come with
it's for the Secretariat to take care of.
Thank you.
Your opinion well noted. Honorable Sada, you have something to say?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, let me advise the House if we can evolve one way of solving these kind of problems, because this is a recurring issue. Why don't we develop a mechanism of publishing bills for consideration in our notice paper? We have gazettes, bills to be considered on the floor. These are bills that were considered waiting for consideration. And we can publish them soft. Before we come into the chamber, we have a prior knowledge of what is going to be considered on the floor. It will simplify this kind of issues and delaying legislative work.
Let me hear the former Deputy Speaker, please.
Your Excellency, Mr. Chairman, I believe SADA is another institution memory. And with very tremendous respect, I want to appeal that that may not be obtainable. To publish, no, the volume of what we have, to have it in our other paper, that we should understand. There are moments, sorry, sir, there are moments you have reported.
Sorry, I was distracted by the clerk.
I said the volume at times of the report is not maybe 5, 10. You may have 1,000, 2,000 reports at time to consider. And if you say you're going to publish that one, I don't know, in terms of our other paper, the quantum of money that will go is not small. We may not sustain it. My appeal is that possibly he's aware. What used to happen is that at the end of every week, you have it in our boxes, bills to be considered, so that our legislative aides could go there and pick, or go there to pick and do the study. That is what I will encourage her not to say we may not sustain it because the volume is not going to be easy to put down our reports in our order paper. That's my own opinion.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The economics of it is what you're considering, and I totally agree with you. Affordability will be difficult for us to do that. But I also know that we can use soft copies. In the age of ICT, we can use soft copies, distribute the soft copies ahead of time. And we have battled with this for a while. The chairman and deputy chairman and the committee on rules and business need to fine-tune what happens around this so that we don't waste legislative time. Like we are here now, look at honorable members, and the House is, even more full for a consideration of report, and the papers are not ready. I think they should improve on that, put us on the notice ahead of time so that we can prepare. And that's a good way of starting a new section, honestly, so that we'll be more thorough and make sure that what comes out of here will be the best that we can offer to the people. Jah, you wanted to say something?
Yes, sir. I just want to talk about the issue of punctuality. If you observe now, we are less than 20% of the honorable members to consider report. It's a very sensitive issue. The reason why I want to emphasize here is there is a need for us to look at our order paper items arrangement. If possible, consideration of report should be the first thing to be done before other items in the order paper. My reason is, at the very beginning of a session or a plenary, you have substantial number of honorable members in presence, and you will consider reports, even if that particular committee's report requires two-thirds majority, you can have it, and you comply with the content and the provision of the law. So, sir, I said this thing in the past, and I still emphasize that consideration of report is very, very important and should be the priority of the House first, before any other matter of urgent public importance, motion on notice, consideration of other XYZ. Consideration of report is very, very critical.
Honorable Jah, I'm sure you are aware that our House rule has our business of the day in their sequential manner, and has placed each of the items to be discussed in the day in their sequential order. So I think maybe what we should be looking at is the day we are doing consideration, we might shorten our order paper. Are you listening, Honorable Jah? Honorable Jah, please. Maybe the day we are doing consideration of report, we might shorten the item. We limit the items on the business of the day. We'll stick to 3 public importance, not extend, not waive our rules, then handle few motions on that day, then go into consideration when the House is full. I agree with you that when the House is full, there is a more robust debate and there is a more input into the laws that we make. By the time we are doing it 2 o'clock, people are tired, some people are going home and all the rest of them. But if we can shorten our order paper, the business of the day, so that we can have more robust engagement on that, I think it should be another approach to it. But others might have 1 or 2 things to say on that. Yes.
Mr. Chairman.
Somebody was raising his hand up there, so
Mr. Chairman, respected colleague, thank you very much for the intervention. I still want to appeal. Legislative business is a question of interest. Whatever you are going to do, it depends on the interest of members at that particular moment. And we may not be in the position to solve. First, if I understand why I'm here, to make good laws, and all of us understand that one, and we have a primary responsibility to do that one, is for us to be sensitized in terms of what account are we rendering to our constituents. And then I'm sure that one day we stand accountable. But the manner and way we want to come, even if you are going to put it on the first order paper, you may not have the required. And the rules are very clear. For in terms of all this one we are doing, is not debate. We have done debate first reading, the second reading of the public hearing before returning the report. That one is closed by close consideration. And so those who really have interest may be here. Those who don't have interest may not be here. I agree that we need to have our members, but the issue has to be with will I say, intervention in terms of raising our consciousness and then our responsibility to the country. But for now, Mr. Chairman, if you want to go to begin to redefine our own rules, we may not pass our rules. As far as I'm concerned, from the beginning of the sitting of the House, that's what determines whether we form a quorum or no quorum. And that now forms the opinion of whatever law you are passing to say, hinging on that one. And I think we are covered by that. So we'll appeal to our members to develop attention, interest, because of the need. Like I was arguing with him on this pharmaceutical council. It's something very delicate. As far as I'm concerned, we have Pharmaceutical Council of Nigeria. We want to remove duplication of agencies, reduce the size, and then we are now creating sub-agencies out of another agency. These are things that I think we should be worried. And I think with your position and what you are doing, we should be comfortable. The most important, what do we do to make the country better? Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah. I don't think we'll be amending our rules. I think the rules, they are good with regards to this sequential flow of the business of the day. But what we are trying to showcase is to have more people participate. Even those who may not be interested, we can stimulate their interest. You know, it's one for all for one. Some of them may not have participated, but if we do it when the time allows them to sit there, from 1 or 2 engagements, next day they might come. They will now become interested in sitting here to learn. So there must be a way the parliament also encourages the members' interest to stimulate it towards this aspect of their responsibility, because this is not the only responsibility they have. You know, we can, I think Rules and Business should consider that. Leader of the House, I think he should look into that with Rules and Business. Let's see how we can, shape things around with timing so that few things will come from the chair much on the day we are doing major considerations. So I think that's enough on this issue, if you don't mind. Yeah, you've spoken before. I wanted somebody, communicator, you wanted to say something.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, dear colleagues. I think
It's Mr. Chairman when you're in committee of the
Mr.
whole.
Chairman and dear colleagues.
Thank you.
I'm Honorable Kaleja Adeboye Paul, PhD. I speak on behalf of the people of Ajeromi Felodun Federal Constituency, the mini Nigeria. I'm from Lagos State, the state of aquatic splendor. I think I wholeheartedly agree with your position, sir. And I think the justification of that is that consideration of bills of this nature will affect the entire operations of such bill and affect Nigerians as a whole. And it must be given the priority it deserves. And I agree that limiting what we'll have to do on that day and considering those reports earlier on time will engender more participation. Secondly, I also want to urge that sponsors of such bills must also be prepared to do some kind of lobby and sensitization. You can't have I know some of them may be coming for concurrences from the Senate, but all the same, there are some of those bills that were generated ab initio from members before they go into the third reading. We had the first reading, the second reading. There are owners of such bills at times, and as such people must also encourage and sensitize and mobilize members to take interest. I also want to just add that. I so submit, sir. Thank you.
All right, thank you for your opinion. I really appreciate all the input, and I think we have dwelled more on this. You want to say something? 1 minute, please.
Chairman, you see, I just want to draw our attention to something that I think it can actually assist us in the number of motion and all the stuff we take. Take, for example, the motion we have for today's motion number 4. I think before we went on break, there was this idea that our motions should not be, I'm talking about the lexical issue now, it should not be too lengthy, too wordy. So you should be able to summarize it. And even when you are presenting it, you should not take the whole time reading everything word by word. Once you do the heading, like you normally adopt when you are taking some of these motions, once you take the heading, then just 1 or 2 paragraphs, then you go to the prayers. I think it's going to save a lot of time.
All right, thank you very much. I think members will improve on summarizing their motions. The truth remains that all of us, we are at one point or the other victims of the same thing, and that will always be told. In fact, I remember the former Deputy Speaker giving me 2 minutes to summarize. When after seeing my long list of adumbration, he will say, no, we don't have time for that. Just give me 1-2 paragraph and summarize. So over time, we'll learn how to, structure it. So I think we'll all work on that to manage our time better. Please, Leader, please move that the House reverts to plenary.
Mr. Chairman, I rise to move that the House do revert to plenary, so the chairman presiding as speaker can give reports to the House. I so move.
Please, Leader.
Mr. Chairman, my highly respected colleague, Aliyu Sanuma Daki is my name, and I represent the Alapero constituency of Kano State. I stand to second the motion that the House do revert back to plenary. I do second.
Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The House hereby reverts to plenary. Honorable colleagues, the Housing Committee of the Whole considered the report on a bill for an act to establish the National Institute of Educational Planning and Administration, Ondo City, Ondo State, and for related matters, and step down consideration for further legislative action. Most distinguished colleagues, the House and Committee of the Whole considered the report on a bill for an act to establish Chartered Institute of Healthcare Management of Nigeria for related matters and step down consideration for further legislative action. Most distinguished colleagues, the House and Committee of the Whole considered the report on a bill for an act to establish Pharmaceutical Technologies and Pharmacy Technicians Regulatory Council of Nigeria to be vested with the responsibility of determining standards of knowledge and skills to be attained by persons seeking to become pharmaceutical technologists and pharmacy technicians and for related matters. Step down consideration for further legislative action. Leader, please move that we do adopt the report of the Committee of the Whole.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that the House do adopt the report of the Committee of the Whole as ably presented by Mr. Speaker, and that they become working documents of the House. I so move.
Thank you. Leader, Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, my highly respected colleague, I stand to second the motion that the report be adopted as submitted. I do so.
Those in support, in favor of the adoption of the report, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. The report is hereby adopted as a working instrument of the Parliament.
A member representing Minister of Labour State, you need to approach the acting chief whip before seeing the speaker. Former Deputy Chief Whip in Kiruka, member representing that constituency, please take note.
Obey the acting chief whip.
Honorable colleagues, thank you very much for being here till now. And I invite House Leader to move that the House do adjourn sitting till tomorrow, same time, same place.
Mr. Speaker, Julius Ihonvere, Owan Federal Constituency, Edo State, the new Edo State. I rise to move that the House do adjourn plenary to tomorrow, same time, same location.
Thank you. Minority Leader, please.
Mr. Speaker, my highly respected colleagues, Aliyu Sanuma Daki is my name, and I represent the Alapero constituency of Kano State. I stand to second the motion that the House do adjourn to tomorrow, same time, same place. I do second.
Thank you very much. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The House is hereby adjourned to tomorrow, same time, same place.